So now let's look at some questions that we might sort of see in these papers. So we have here that Tom has 45 marbles. So there's the 45 there. These are Sam's marbles. How many more marbles does Tom have? Okay, show your working. So we have 45 and we have 15. We need to know how much more that Tom has than Sam. Now, even though it says here how many more, okay, with that, it's perhaps trying to get you to have a think about the difference between. Okay, so you'd look and go, what's the difference between this number 45 and these? So you'd look at this and think, right, 5 add 5 add 5 is 15. So then you could think about the difference between 15 and 45. I think, right, the ones are the same, but there's 3 more 10s. 3 10s are 30. Or you could think, right, I've got 45 and 15. To find the difference, I can take them away from each other. So we can say 45, take away 15, take away the 10s, and take away the 1s, 30. So it's really important to read the question and have a think about, well, what's it asking me to do? How can I solve it? How can I check it? Because when I was going through the question then, there were sort of two ways that we could have looked at the question and therefore solved it. So, the next question is, Tom has £1 and 35p altogether. So this is left hand, this is right hand. What coins could Tom have in his right hand? Now, we have £1.35. We have some money here, so we need to think about, right, let's find the total of this hand first. £1, 10p. Okay? Now we have £1 and 35p altogether, so that's the full amount. So in order to find this, we can take away the £1 and 10p from this total. So if we had £1.35, take away £1 and 10p, the £1 would cancel out. 3 10s take away 1 10 is 2 10s, and we've still got 5p left over. So we've got 2 10s, 5 pennies, 2 10s, 5 1s, 25p. Okay, so now we know that this total here in the right hand will be 25p. So you could have lots of different examples or coins in this hand. But I've just gone for a simple 20p and a 5p. You could have a 10 and a 10 and a 5. You could have 5 5p's. You could have 20p, 2p, 2p, 1p. It's just making sure that you remember what coins there are available. So again, we've read the question carefully, we've worked it out step by step, and we've also given lots of different possible answers for this. Okay. Here we have the question. Anna is counting up in steps of 10. She starts with the number 14. What are the next two numbers? Now again, there are quite a few ways we could work this out. One way we could do it, we could think about 100 square. Now we're not going to have 100 square we're not able to use them, but we could sort of picture in our heads 100 square. So I would have the number 14 in my head, so I would start with number 14. Now if I'm adding or counting steps of 10, I just go to the number underneath, because the 1s stay the same, the 10s just get bigger. Okay, so if I added a 10, the first number would be 24. And then if I added another 10, I'd just add another 10. The 1s stay the same because we're adding 10. The 1s just get 10 bigger. The 10s get 10 bigger. So 24 goes to 34. We could also just put the T and the O above the 14 and think, right, I'm adding one 10, so I change this number here and add a 10, so that would be 2 10s. This would stay the same, so then we'd have 24. Then we'd add another 10 to 24, and that would be 34. So the answers are 24 and 34. So here we have another question. This one is asking us to look at something we haven't quite looked at yet, which is multiplication. And the way we sort of look at these, we use an array to help us. So this is an array, and it's basically a load of 1s. Okay, and it says write 2 different multiplication facts that the array shows. So when we're solving this, we need to think about previous lessons where we've looked at what this sign means. So you could say groups of, or I want to do something, I want to count in 5s 2 times, so I do 2 5s. Okay, so the way we can look at this is, when we look at the array, we use it and think, right, let's count the numbers across. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we look and see how many we've got down. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we can count in 10s 3 times. 10, 20, 30. And then if we just swap these two numbers round, you can count in 3s 10 times, but you know that this answer will be the same. So it's just using your array, thinking, right, I'm counting in 10s because there's 10 ones across, and then I'm counting 3 of them, so 10, 20, 30. Okay, it looks complicated, but when you actually break it down and think of the steps and what this sign means, then it does get better.